Level 1. The kid. You're 8 years old. The hoop in your backyard is bent and a little too high, but you don't notice. You play until it's too dark to see the ball anymore. Your dad rebounds for you after dinner, even when he's exhausted from work. You don't think about scholarships or scouts or contracts. You just love the feeling of the ball leaving your hands. Your mum watches from the kitchen window, smiling every time you make a shot. You join your first real team at 10 years old. The jersey is 2 sizes too big. You score your first basket in a real game and run the wrong way in celebration. Nobody cares that you ran the wrong way. Everyone is just happy for you. You start staying after practice to shoot extra free throws by yourself. A local coach tells your parents you might have something special. Your parents don't say much about it in front of you. You catch them smiling at each other anyway. You start entering tournaments in towns you've never heard of. Your dad drives 4 hours each way, some weekends, just so you can play for 20 minutes. You start to notice other kids your age who are already better than you. It only makes you want it more. You ask for a hoop with a real regulation height for your next birthday. You don't know it yet, but this is the last version of the game that will ever feel completely simple. A regional youth academy invites you to try out. You make the team. Your parents celebrate like you've already won a championship. You have no idea yet how much of your childhood this game is about to quietly ask for. Level 2. The prospect. You're 14 now. Training happens before school and after it 6 days a week. You stop going to birthday parties. There's always a practice or a tournament that matters more. Your body starts changing faster than you expect. Taller, stronger, but also more prone to aches you don't mention to anyone. A scout shows up to one of your games for the first time. You play worse than usual, too aware of being watched. The scout talks to your coach afterward anyway. You're not sure what that means yet. Your grades start slipping slightly. Your coach tells you not to worry about it too much. Your parents worry about it more than your coach does. A recruiter from a well-known prep academy calls the house. They offer a scholarship, but it means moving 3 states away, alone at 15. Your parents argue quietly about it after you go to bed. You overhear enough to know they're scared and doing it anyway, for you. You leave for the academy at the start of the next semester. Your dorm room is smaller than your bedroom at home. You don't complain about it. Practice here is nothing like practice back home. Everyone is fast. Everyone is hungry. You call your parents every night, even when you're too exhausted to say much. By the end of your first season, you're the starting point guard. College scouts start showing up in numbers now, not just one at a time. You still remember what it felt like to play in the backyard for no one at all. You just don't think about it as often anymore. Level 3. The rookie. You get drafted, your name is called on national television. Your parents cry in the audience. So do you, quietly, trying not to show it on camera. You sign a contract with more zeros than you've ever seen on a piece of paper. You buy your parents a house before you buy anything for yourself. Your first professional practice? Veterans on the team barely acknowledge you exist. You have to earn your place all over again, from nothing, just like you did as a kid. Your first professional game, you barely play more than a few minutes. When you finally get in, your hands are shaking on your first shot attempt. It goes in. The sound of a full arena cheering hits you differently than any backyard hoop ever did. You call your parents from the locker room, still in your jersey, grinning like a kid. A veteran teammate finally says something to you, a short compliment on your first real basket. You start earning more minutes as the season goes on. Media requests start appearing on a schedule you never had to think about before. You give careful, rehearsed answers, the way the team's media coach taught you. Your agent calls with your first real endorsement offer. You sign it without reading the fine print too closely. Everyone tells you that's normal. You start seeing your own face on billboards near the arena. It's strange, seeing yourself that big. You're not sure you'll ever get used to it. You finish your rookie season, named to the all-rookie team. Your body already carries small aches you're learning to ignore. Level 4. The grind. The season is 82 games long. Some weeks you play 4 times in 5 nights. You wake up in hotel rooms not remembering for a second which city you're in. A dull ache settles into your knee that never fully goes away anymore. You mention it to the team doctor. He tells you it's manageable. You believe him because you want to. You meet someone during the off-season, someone who has no idea what your average points per game is. It's the first relationship in years that doesn't feel connected to basketball at all. The season starts again before the relationship has time to properly settle. You spend more nights in hotel rooms than in your own apartment. Your partner starts making plans that don't always include you because they've learned not to count on it. You tell yourself the sacrifice is worth it. You've been telling yourself that since you were 14. Your knee starts swelling after games, not just aching. You take the anti-inflammatories the trainers give you and keep playing. The coach tells you the team needs you on the floor for the playoff push. You nod. You don't mention how much the knee actually hurts. Your partner notices you wincing when you stand up from the couch. They ask if you're really okay. You say you're fine. You've gotten good at saying that. The team makes the playoffs for the first time in your career. You play through the pain in every single postseason game. The team loses in the second round. You barely have the energy to feel disappointed about it. Level 5. The star. You become the face of the franchise. Your jersey outsells everyone else is on the roster. Sponsorship offers start arriving faster than your agent can even present them to you. You sign a shoe deal with your own signature logo. Cameras follow you now, even outside the arena, in ways they never used to. You marry your partner in a small ceremony that somehow still ends up in the sports headlines. Your child is born the following year, during the exact week of the All-Star break. You fly back for the All-Star game 2 days later, still running on almost no sleep. The All-Star weekend is a blur of appearances, interviews, and a game that barely feels competitive. You fly home the second it ends, missing your child's first week, almost entirely. Your partner tells you, gently, that they understand. But that understanding doesn't make the house feel less empty. Your knee flares up worse than ever during a nationally televised game. You finish the game anyway. The highlight reels only show the good plays afterward. An MRI shows early damage that the team doctor calls manageable for now. You choose not to tell your partner exactly how serious the scan looked. You're named to your first All-Star starting lineup by fan vote. It's everything the 8-year-old shooting hoops in the backyard could have ever dreamed of. You bring your parents to the game. Your dad cries again, just like on draft night. Your child is too young to understand what any of it means. You take the photo anyway, for later. That night, alone in the training room, you ice your knee for 2 hours before you can even fall asleep. Level 6. The injury. It happens on an ordinary play, in an ordinary game, the kind you've made 1,000 times before. You know before the doctors even say it, that this one is different. The MRI confirms a torn ligament, surgery, months of recovery if it goes well. Your partner is the first person you call, before your agent, before the team. They're at the hospital within the hour, holding your hand through the worst of the pain. Your child, too young to understand, just wants to sit on the bed with you. For the first time in years, you're actually home for weeks at a stretch. It's the injury that finally slows you down enough to actually be present. Your partner tells you, honestly, that this is the most they've seen of you in years. It's a strange, complicated feeling. Grateful for the time and grieving the body that made you take it. Rehab starts. It's slower and more painful than anything you experienced during an actual game. Reporters speculate publicly about whether you'll ever be the same player again. Your partner turns the television off before you have to hear the worst of it. Your dad calls every single day of the recovery just to check in, the same way he used to rebound for you. You start shooting again, slowly, in an empty gym months before you're cleared for contact. It feels almost exactly like being 8 years old again, shooting for no one but yourself. Your child watches from the sideline, mimicking your shooting form with a small ball. The team doctor finally clears you for full contact after 7 months. You're excited to play again. You're also quietly a little afraid of what it's going to cost this time. Level 7. The comeback. The crowd gives you a standing ovation before you even touch the ball. You're not quite the same player you were before the injury. Everyone can see it, including you. The front office starts talking contract extension, but with noticeably more hesitation this time. Your agent tells you the team wants to see a full healthy season before committing long term. You push yourself harder in practice than the medical staff actually recommends. Your partner notices the old habits creeping back, the late nights, the missed dinners, the distracted phone calls. They ask if the contract is really worth going back to who you were before the injury. You don't have a clean answer. Part of you genuinely isn't sure. You have your best statistical month since the injury, right in the middle of the contract negotiations. The team offers a new long-term contract. It's the biggest of your career. You celebrate with your family? Somewhere underneath the celebration, your knee is still quietly aching. Your child asks, innocently, why you always sit down so carefully now? You laugh it off. You don't have a good, honest answer for a child that young. The team makes a deep playoff run that season, further than they've gone in over a decade. You play through swelling and pain you don't mention to reporters. Your partner watches every game from the stands, flinching every time you land awkwardly. The team falls just short of the championship, losing in the conference finals. It's the closest you've ever come to a title. It's also the most your body has ever hurt. Your partner finds you there, still in uniform, and simply sits down beside you without saying anything at all. Level 8. The champion. The team makes it back to the finals the following season. Your body has more tape and braces on it now than it did in your entire rookie season combined. You take a cortisone shot before Game 7 just to be able to walk onto the court without limping. Your partner watches from the tunnel entrance, saying nothing, her expression somewhere between pride and worry. Game 7 goes to the final minute, tied, the entire arena on its feet. The ball ends up in your hands with 3 seconds left. You shoot the same shot you practiced alone in an empty gym as a child, 1,000 times over. It goes in. You win the championship. Confetti falls over an arena screaming your name. Your knee gives out slightly the moment you land from the celebration jump. Nobody notices except you. Your parents rush the court, your dad crying for the 3rd time in this story, this time from pure joy. Your child, old enough now to understand, holds the championship trophy like it weighs nothing at all. You lift your partner off the ground in celebration, forgetting for a moment that your knee shouldn't really be doing that. This is the exact moment 8-year-old you dreamed of in the backyard. It's every bit as good as you imagined. It's also quieter than you expected. Somehow, underneath all the noise. That night, alone in the bathroom of your hotel suite, you ice your knee for the last time this season. You look at your own reflection for a long moment. The same tired brown eyes, a lot more mileage behind them now. You smile anyway. It was worth it. You're not sure you could say that about every single choice that got you here. You sleep with the championship trophy on the nightstand, like a kid keeping a favorite toy close. Level 9. The decline. Your body doesn't recover the way it used to. Simple back-to-back games leave you exhausted for days. Your minutes get quietly reduced. Nobody frames it as a decline, but you know exactly what it is. A younger player on the team starts getting the highlight plays that used to be yours. You genuinely like the kid. That doesn't make it easier to watch. Reporters start asking when you plan to retire. You give an answer that sounds more certain than you actually feel. Your endorsement deals start quietly not renewing. Your partner reminds you, gently, that your identity was never actually supposed to be just a sport. You're not sure you fully believe that yet, but you appreciate hearing it. You start mentoring the younger player, showing him the extra free throw routine you learned as a kid. It feels strange, teaching someone the exact thing that once made you feel special and singular. It also feels, unexpectedly, like its own kind of point scoring. The team doesn't make the playoffs that season for the first time in years. The front office calls a meeting you already know the subject of before you walk in. They offer you a smaller, 1-year role, mostly bench minutes, mostly mentorship. You take a long walk before giving them your answer. You think about the backyard hoop, about the 82 game seasons, about your knee and your kid's face at the championship. You accept the offer on one condition: that this really will be your last season. Your partner hugs you when you tell them. Your child asks if that means you'll finally coach their youth team. You laugh, and for the first time in a long while, the idea genuinely excites you. Level 10. The retirement. Your final season is filled with quiet, small moments instead of highlight reel ones. Opposing arenas start honoring you during your final road trip through each city. You didn't expect that from crowds that once booed you. It means more than you thought it would. Your final home game, the arena plays a highlight reel of your entire career on the big screen. You see the backyard hoop for a split second, an old family video clip spliced into the footage. You have to look away from the screen for a moment just to keep composed. Your parents, your partner, and your child are all in the front row for your final game. You check out of the game for the final time with 2 minutes left on the clock to a standing ovation. You sit on the bench for the final 2 minutes of your career, just watching the game you've loved since you were 8. Afterward, you walk off the court for the last time as a player, your knee aching the exact same way it has for a decade. In the locker room, you take off the jersey for the final time and sit with it in your hands for a while. Doctors later tell you the wear on your knees is roughly equivalent to someone twice your age. You accept it. It feels like a fair, if painful, trade for the life you got to live. Your parents' house, the one you bought them, still has your rookie jersey framed on the wall. Your dad still rebounds for you sometimes, slower now, both of you laughing about it. Your child asks you to teach them the same free throw routine you once taught a rookie teammate. You take a part-time coaching role with a local youth academy, the same kind that once gave you a scholarship. Your body carries permanent reminders of everything the game cost you. But watching a kid make their first real shot in a real game still feels exactly the way it did when you were that kid yourself. You sit on the sideline now, not on the court, watching a game that no longer needs you to win it. A young boy on the team reminds you, more than a little, of yourself. He stays after practice to shoot extra free throws, the same way you once did for no one but himself. You walk over and rebound for him, the same way your own father once did. The scoreboard resets. The body doesn't. But somewhere, a kid is falling in love with the game, the same way you once did.